Hi, this is Hank. Throughout my business career in marketing and advertising, I've always made it a point to help inspire and motivate our next generation of leaders. One of the ways I do that is by teaching in the business schools at various universities around the country. And for the last 9 years, I've been honored to be an adjunct professor at the University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business, teaching in both the graduate and undergraduate programs. Recently, they asked me to create a recruiting video for the Masters in Marketing Science program that would provide prospective students with a glimpse as to what goes on in the classroom, as well as a view of the marketing communications world that they'll be getting into today. It's called Marketing in the Digital Era, and it's based on my take on where we are in the business today after my being in it for 50 years plus. So whether you're a grad student interested in USC or another great school, or whether you're someone already in the business that would like a fresh perspective based on my take on where we are, please take a look at the video. I think you'll find it informative. I'll put a link to the presentation and the transcript on my website, thewisdomguy.com, so you can download it and use it if you'd like. So again, thanks a lot. My personal objective is to reinforce in you the great potential that marketing has today. That's me. I'm on Twitter. I got 14,000 followers. Why, I don't know, but I was an early digital adopter, and I'm on Twitter a lot and mostly use it for business. You can get a hold of me at these emails. You can Google me and find out what I'm about, and I think it'll give you an idea of the kind of things that we do, that professors bring to you. My objective here is to give you some information about USC, but it's also to reinforce and reinstill in you the passion that you should have for marketing. It is a fantastic time to be in marketing, and I've been one of the few people that's been in it from Mad Men through today, and believe me, the show is accurate. And you saw how television was a game changer in that period of time, a watershed time. You are now at the next watershed time in marketing with everything that's going on in digital. So I've been started in the Mad Men era, helped found a digital agency called The Concept Farm. In addition, I've had a couple of books that I co-authored with Dr. Kathy Kramer on asset-based thinking, where you view things from a business perspective on everything that's working and possible, not problematic and broken. And from a marketing perspective, that's exactly the mindset you need today. And I've been really fortunate to be teaching at a number of universities over the years. It's always been my avocation. Seize the day. You're in the digital area. This is without a doubt the most dynamic and challenging and opportunistic rich time I have ever seen to be in the marketing business. And I seriously mean that. No better time, because the consumer is in charge, and the consumer, we have to connect with consumers. It's all about liberating creativity today. And that's what digital does. And creative marketing is reimagined and re-energized. You're rewriting all the rules. You're going to be rewriting all the rules when you go in there. And when you get finished with this course, you're going to be one of the people that are doing that. So be excited by it and get pumped up with it. You've heard the term digital disruption. Yes, digital has disrupted everything, but it's beyond that now. It's digital transformation. It's transformed every aspect of business. The internet, about 25, 27 years old officially, it set the stage for where we are today. Mobile, this device, blew the doors off and changed the game. You cannot underestimate what this has done to the world. And it's not a question of, you hear the term traditional marketing versus digital marketing. They are combined, it's one. We are all marketers in the digital era, and digital makes every other form of marketing communications even better. And the great thing about it is it's transgenerational. And this little quote here, no grandma, listen, double click the Internet Explorer icon, is true. This is the first time the next generation's coming up in business know more about what's going on than the generations before them. So it's a wonderful time for reverse mentoring, where you will be able to teach an awful lot of people about what's next in the world. So be proud of that, be good with that. Mass media is losing audiences and viewers, you know that. But it's not one versus the other. Digital media dominates and is going to continue to dominate. So it's not a question of how much digital media, it's how well do we use digital communications to make everything else we do better. Mobile ubiquity. Everybody has a mobile device. It's a mobile first mindset. And about 3 years ago, it was not. It is today. Then there's micro-targeting and personalization. It's no longer about mass marketing. It's micro-marketing, personalized messaging that can be done very easily on the internet, but also even with things like addressable TV on set-top boxes. Consumer controls the communications. The balance of power has shifted from the corporation to the consumer. The company never gives up its brand and what that is. But the communications we do today are provocations. It's going to get people to want to be part of it and to help you take control of it. No more passive consumers. Information and influence can come from a myriad of resources and sources. 3 years ago, you didn't hear the term influencer marketing. Now, it's everywhere. Convergence and confluence of messaging. It's no longer about an ad or a promotion piece or a display. It's about content, and every bit of content you produce comes together for one unified message. Functions and business functions are converging, especially in the C-suites. The CMO is cutting across lots of different platforms and must work very closely with the CTO and the CIO. Next, we have a data deluge, huge opportunity. Great input in terms of informing marketing strategies, but it's also a challenge. And the challenge is to turn that data into actionable insights that create ideas. The tendency is to get stuck in the data and lose focus on the ideas. And then there's change. It's fast, fluid, dynamic, and I mean really fast. You will not be able to keep up with it all. And it is happening all the time. So that's the environment you're in. Digital spending, as I had mentioned, now dominates. Digital represents well over 65% of marketing spending today, and it cuts across digital as well as traditional media. So a mix of digital and traditional is essential, and as I said earlier, use digital to make every other marketing mix element even better. 40% of all the digital expenditures that go on today are on platforms that didn't exist 5 years ago. Just think about that. That's a lot of money. And just look at, I look at search as an important part of marketing. Everybody, where do you start when someone says, I want you to find something out? What do you do? Where do you go? You Google it, of course. I call it the spinal cord of marketing communications. It flows through everything, has to be connected to everything. And it's evolving daily, but we've moved very rapidly from those typing in words to what I call an age of ask. It's all about enabled devices where you as the consumer can ask personalized searches and questions, and you expect answers, not tomorrow, right away. Just think if you're doing search or digital marketing, you've got to rethink your entire program and how you do keywords today. What's the best car insurance for me? Which dog is right for me? How often should I wash my hair? Those are the kinds of questions that you are getting today, not just generic questions. So what's happened, we've had a great tectonic shift. We've moved in just 10 short years from the age of corporate America to the age of tech America. In 2006, remember, no smartphone, no GPS, no app store. Facebook was in its infancy. Exxon was 6 times the value of Apple. Big oil and multinationals dominated market cap. Fast forward 10 years later, you're in a digital economy, period. Airbnb is valued at $24 billion. Marriott, all those buildings and all those rooms, $20 billion. Uber, $66 billion. The Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, $48 billion. Never thought of that. I just never thought that it would be that way. So it's a different mindset. You're going to read books, you probably have in your undergraduate program with marketing, the traditional definition of marketing. An activity, set of institutions, blah, 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 blah. I put an X through it, forget about it. It is not the definition of marketing today because it's too functional, it's internally driven, it's broadcast out, spray and pray. So it's changed. Marketing evolution has changed dramatically. And it has changed because of this shift of perspective. We've always said the consumer is the focus, and we pay lip service to that. But now it's moved from consumer focus to consumer centricity to consumer obsession. We must look at everything, get in the mindset of that little kid looking through the window. So that's put a fundamental systemic change in a couple of key areas. First, the marketing mix. You remember that, product, price, place, promotion. We've added a fifth, and what I consider to be the more important fifth P, and that's people. And that's not just a BS marketing term. It's beyond target audience because people today are your customers, they're curators, co-creators of your brand story. Delivery systems have changed. It's now 24/7 on demand. You never sleep. Marketing communications never sleeps because your customer doesn't. Then we've had a communications hierarchy shift. It used to be attention, interest, desire, action. And that's where we stop. Now it's where it starts. We need engagement, action that comes from it, and sharing. And shareability is very, very important. That consumer sharing your story. And then finally, the metrics of success have changed, and this is very important. Profit, of course, dollar profit rules and dominates, but it's now just one element of it. There's also the emotional rewards that you give to your employees, your customers, your partners, and they come together along with your social values and the greater good. The three of them work together today. They're not compartmentalized. They all work together to make that dollar sign even bigger. So marketing communications has evolved. We're in omnichannel marketing, which is it's again, you'll hear it a lot. It's a progression of multi-channel marketing, which encompasses a seamless approach across everything that you do. So omnichannel marketing, I think, puts the nail in the coffin. I call it RIP for the marketing funnel, where you put a lot of consumers in and then they come out the bottom for your target. That's not the way it is today. Today you have to have messaging and the tools, channels, and devices that all add up to one seamless experience. The marketing today is the art and science, and I want to emphasize art and science of creating profitable demand, not just creating demand that you're going to make money with. That's going to develop engaging value, what I get for it, and value-based relationships with people that give a crap about your business. You're not going to be there for everybody. Understand you can't be there for everybody. Who are those people? Who do you know? And create and share your brand story. So it's moved to relational, dialogue, conversations, personal, and it's about the experience, stupid. The consumer experience rules. So today, you'll be in a position where you're going to be moving from legacy to reimagining. That cartoon is interesting, and it's a lot of old white guys sitting around a desk saying, what if we don't change at all and something magical just happens? It sounds funny, but the same Forrester research will tell you that 50% of the executives in companies are right there. They understand the importance of change, but they're not there. The consumer is way ahead of them. You're going to be part of the big reimagining economy and a reimagining expertise that's going to take place in corporations. My greatest example of that is the CEO of Victoria's Secret. You all know Victoria's Secret, great catalog. The CEO had the guts to say, let's get rid of the catalog. It's $150 million. Let's see if it makes a difference. You know what? It didn't. So he said, if we were starting this business today in 2016, would you start with one of your major ideas being a paper-based catalog sent through the mail as one of your key marketing activities for a global brand? The resounding answer is what? No. I guarantee you, from all the clients and companies I've been in, Every company has that legacy part of it, that they just do it because it's what we did. So you're all digital natives, and I'm talking about where we are today. But let's think about where you're going to be next. This is a nice cartoon from Mashable, and it's two kids in the embryo, and it says, "Mom keeps tagging me in these pictures from my embryo phase, so embarrassing." And the other kid says, "You got to manage your privacy settings." It's of course a joke, but that connectivity is starting much, much earlier, and the generations coming behind it are just going to accelerate everything that we're talking today. So you've got to get ready for that. And what I always like to say, and I'll close it with this, is never underestimate the power of the idea. And this is a quote from Bill Bernbach, and he had a great thought that I live with all the time. And it says, an idea can turn to dust or magic depending on the people that rub against it. And my plea to you is be magicians. Find people that are going to instill in you that passion for that creativity, and use it all, and you're going to be great. And I think that's going to be where you have your strength, and all of the courses you're going to take in marketing. In the end, remember that thought. And my last thought to you is stay tuned, more to come. Thanks very much. I really appreciate your attention.